For years, I thought being a strong, stoic man meant keeping my emotions buried. I figured that if I didn't acknowledge them, they'd just disappear. But instead, they built up until one day I completely broke down. After a couple of years of personal growth and self-reflection, I'm in a much better place. But the journey wasn't easy. And here's the thing, I know I'm not alone in this. So many men fall into the same trap, believing that emotions are a weakness or that showing vulnerability somehow makes us less of a man. But here's a reality check. Suppressing emotions doesn't make them go away. It actually makes them grow even stronger. You might not notice it at first, but maybe it will show up as stress, irritability, or even feeling disconnected from the people around you. Over time, those emotions build up, and before you know it, you're overwhelmed and burning out. Think about your relationships with your partner, your friends, or your family. Suppressing emotions doesn't only distance you from yourself, but from the people you care about too. You might think you're protecting them by keeping it all in, but the truth is it creates a wall between you and the other person or people. Over time, it affects communication, intimacy, and even trust. Imagine what a difference it could make if you allowed yourself to open up even just a little bit more. Now, I'm not here to talk about mental health in the way a therapist would, because I'm not a mental health expert. I'm a personal development coach with only foundational knowledge in psychotherapy. But let's be honest, when you bottle up your emotions, it doesn't just stay locked inside. It affects you. You might feel constantly stressed, on edge, or even physically unwell. That tension you're holding on to is not just mental, it can show up in your body too, maybe as headaches, fatigue, or just generally off. The key takeaway here is that when you start addressing your emotions, you free up yourself to grow stronger both mentally and physically. Now let's get real. Accepting and working through your emotions was a game changer for me. It wasn't about solving everything overnight, but it was about understanding myself, dealing with what I was really feeling, and realizing that emotions are a part of being human, not something to be ashamed of. So if you're sitting there thinking that burying your emotions makes you stronger, ask yourself this: is it really strength if you're constantly fighting against yourself? What if true strength came from being vulnerable enough to face your emotions head on? If you're not sure where to start, here are a few steps that helped me on my journey to emotional awareness. Talk to someone you trust, whether it's a mate or a family member or someone in your support network. Getting your feelings out in the open is a powerful way to start processing them. I found a men's support group in my area where we could just listen to each other without judgment. This was a massive turning point for sorting myself out. If you're a bit unsure to start with, you can join online groups anonymously first, then build up to finding an in-person group. These are much more effective if you're an introvert like me. Start journaling. Don't overthink it. Just jot down whatever comes to mind. It's a simple tool, but it can help you reflect and see patterns in how you feel. I personally didn't feel that journaling was right for me, but I felt more drawn to writing poetry to help me process the stuff in my head. So there's no rules for journaling. Find out whatever works for you. The reason why loads of different sorts of guys recommend journaling is because it works. Practice mindfulness or meditation. You don't need to sit in silence for hours. It's about taking a few minutes each day to check in with yourself. Learn to sit with your emotions, even the tough ones, instead of pushing them away. I found a great app called Insight Timer that's free and let me set a reminder every day, as well as set the duration of the meditation and also any background sound like bells or gentle rain. All of these tips aren't about solving everything all at once. It's about taking small steps toward emotional resilience and self-awareness. And here's something I really want you to think about. The longer you hold on to unspoken emotions, the heavier they become. But the moment you choose to open up, you start taking control of your mental and emotional health. Before you go, take a minute to think about the last time you felt angry, stressed, or disconnected. What were you ignoring? Drop a comment down below and let me know how you plan to address it next time. The first step is awareness, and once you've got that, you're already on the path to becoming more in control of your emotions. Now, if you're serious about taking this journey further and want to build yourself some mental toughness and resilience, here's something to consider. What if those suppressed emotions are the very thing holding you back from achieving your full potential? If that hits home, you're going to want to check out my playlist on building resilience, where I dive deeper into how you can face your challenges head on and come out stronger on the other side. Watch it here and take the next step towards becoming the best version of yourself. Thanks for watching, and remember, this journey is about progress, not perfection.